Greetings, everyone. My name is Raymond Kappa. It is a delight to welcome you to my presentation for BPT 1501, Becoming a Professional Teacher. So in this presentation, I've created a tool, an educational tool that will enhance learning and that will make learning more fashionable, that will promote a sense of engagement, that will promote learner understanding so that they can be able to understand learning and be able to use this tool. So this tool is a tool that can be used for the rest of the time that life is concerned. Reason being because the topic that I've chosen is water cycle, and water cycle, it is a livelihood of each and every nation that exists. We know that we use water day in and day out, and almost everything is formed out of the process of the water. So now I'm going to take you through my tool so that before we go into depth with it, so that you may be able to understand what is it all about. So as you can see, now this is the water cycle. So this is the process of the water cycle. This is where now you see what happens, how does water cycle takes place. And then down here, I've got the keynotes. These keynotes are going to help us understand more also about the water cycle, and there are terms that we're going to be looking at as we proceed. These terms will be speaking back to the water cycle. So now let us start. I would like us to start with the processes or with the terms that we can be able to see on the water cycle. So as we have to understand what do they mean, and then we'll understand the importance of each and every step of the water cycle. So the term number one we're going to look at the evaporation, which is a process by which an element or compound transition from a liquid state into the state of gaseous state. So meaning what? Now, a liquid will be transitioned into a gas. And then we have got condensation as number two. Condensation refers to the change of the state of a matter from the gas phase into the liquid phase. And then we're going to have precipitation. Precipitation is the liquid or frozen water that forms in the atmosphere and falls back to the earth. So now when we see rain coming back to the earth, then that process is precipitation. When rain is falling, that is precipitation. Then we have got percolation, movement of water through the soil and its layers. So we understand that the soil or the ground has got layers. Then those layers they allow water movement to take place, and that process is called percolation. And then you've got transpiration. So this is a biological process that occurs mostly during the day when the vegetation or the trees or the plants receive the heat, and they produce the water inside them, which is transferred from that plant into the atmosphere as water vapor. So as you can see, these terms are the terms that you find at the top there on the water cycle. And then now we've got the keynotes. We've got the sun, we've got the clouds, we've got the water, the precipitation, we've got the vegetation, and the arrows. So the sun is there as it is represented with its diagram, which it influences evaporation. And then we've got the clouds that forms, which are also influenced by evaporation. Then they form, and then they hold the gas, and then they wait for the time to release that gas as water. And then we've got the water, which is when after rainfall has taken place, then the waterfall will begin to take place. Then we've got the vegetation. The tree receives rainfall and influence evaporation as well. The arrow is it shows us the movement. It demonstrates the movement. So now let's look at the water cycle. So the water cycle, now the process is that okay, let's first define water cycle in simple terms. It is a cycle, or it is a way in which water is formed and how water is released and received by the earth. So it is about how it takes place for us to see the rain and for us to understand how rain comes by. So we know that we receive water through the rain. And how do we receive the water through the rain? What happens is that the sun will heat up the ground and the water, and then the evaporation will take place. When now the water releases, becomes a vapor, it turns into a gas, and then it goes up, and then it goes into the clouds. As you can see here, it goes up, and then it forms the cumulus clouds, which this is where we can say rain is held as a first step, and then it goes into the cumulonimbus cloud, which is the darker one that usually releases precipitation. So this is where now rain will be taking place. So after rain has taken place, the sun again will heat up the ground, and will heat also the vegetation, and transpiration also will take place, evaporation will take place, percolation will take place as it rains, and then from evaporation, condensation will take place. Now the gas is now being released back as a liquid form. So I created this tool to help people, or to help learners to understand how water cycle, how water rotates in our life, because we use water. Some would ask, but the water never runs out. Then how does it come out about? So this is the way in which water comes up again and again and again and again. And this water cycle, the tool that I've created here, it will facilitate deep learning in a way that it uses the features that we know, that we can see. The sun is there outside, we can see the clouds when they form, and we see rainfall. This is practical. And also, this content will be available to understand. For those that would want further understanding, the content also will be accessible on YouTube. Then each and everyone that wants to be able to understand this, now you can go, will be able to see it, and it will remain there for years and years, because technology can keep. And it will make learning fun and enjoyable, because the moment you are teaching the young ones, even the elder ones, you are showing them the sun, the clouds, the trees, the ground when percolation takes place, and the evaporation of water. Then those features, they make it live, they give it life, and they make it so interesting, so that one would want to see and understand the process when you speak about the water cycle. And it promotes critical thinking, because one has to think, how does water move under the ground? How does water turn into gas? How does the gas turn back into water? It is so fun that the process is just going again and again and again and again, and it is so interesting, whereby it takes one to even think, or to even wish to see the vapor going up into forming clouds in the clouds. So because what we see mainly is when the clouds now releases the rain, and we know the darker cloud, that when we see it, we know that rain is coming. So this tool is a greater tool, and it's a tool forever, because water cycle will be there. It will never, ever, 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 ever be in any this tool will never be outdated, because it promotes life, and it is a tool for everyday use. And for this tool, I would like to appreciate the worksheetplanet.com, whereby they have helped in my research about the water cycle, and they have helped me to facilitate a process to come up with a different design for my water cycle project, and I see here it is successful. So all thanks to Worksheets Planet. So you can check them under a topic that says, what is water cycle? Then you will see there. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please invite more people to come and watch. I thank you. This is Raymond Kappa. Thank you so much.